Hey people, Intro here, 53 Faction War. This is Hades Wastes and Space Marines versus Eldar. For the Blue Space Marine team, JamezNunes and a Force Commander, versatile frontline hero bringing offense, disruption and support for the Emperor, alongside Grapefruit, Jeff and an Apothecary, support hero fighting in melee combat by default. Begins with a heal, a passive health regeneration aura. Rounding off the team, Arise and a Techmarine starts off with a bolt gun, can get a melee weapon, supports with structures and repairs. For the Eldar then, double Warlocks, this is VagrantTable, and we have Alpha Centauri already taking damage from some bolter fire. Where is it? There it is. These guys are melee spellcasters that can leap into combat, some powerful disruption and support. He grabs the VP then. And rounding off the teams, Ghaz and a Farseer, support hero fighting in melee, some powerful buffs and control, knocks down the Techmarine, taking a bunch of bolter fire though. She's on the east side against that Techmarine. She may go down in retreat actually. I think she's alright, it was only scout bolters firing on her there. So Tactical Marines up for all three Space Marine players. We have double Howling Banshees for Ghaz, that is unusual, and triple Guardians for VagrantTable. Just a double Guardian so far for Alpha Centauri, looking to go into Shuriken most likely. Rangers on the way here for VagrantTable now. Warlock is down right here. Bolters to the face, I guess. So there is a contested victory point on this west side, which Alpha Centauri took earlier. The naturals are on the east, south and north. Back on the west side though, Warlock staying behind some heavy cover, firing his hand lightning at the moment. Tactical Marines catching some Guardians in retreat, messing them up pretty badly with those power armor elbows they do. Tried to finish off that last model with some bolter fire, couldn't quite do it, but now they have a flamer to press on the power here. Rangers are up indeed for VagrantTable. Alpha Centauri also getting Rangers up then, and they're getting that Pathfinder again. No Shuriken to help hold that VP, which is I thought we were going to see there. Tactical Marines won't be able to power bash. They're getting long rifles to the back of the neck actually. Dropping a model, but they'll be fine. Assault squad on the way for Jeff, and Devastators are in for Arise. JamezNunes, the guy dropping a model on his tax there. Force Commander comes back out of base. I guess we're seeing shotguns for Arise. No shotguns. No Mastercrafted Bolter. Does have the devs though to control the movement of those Howling Banshees. And these guys are going to go around the back though. That heavy bolter has a limited firing arc, suppressing infantry that it hits, dealing heavy damage. Oh, they didn't go around the back, they didn't need to. Devastators were firing on something else and they're getting chopped up so quickly by those power weapons. That's crazy. The Banshees did get suppressed though, and here's some shotgun scouts from Jeff helping out. And that's 2v1 there actually against Ghaz. Ghaz does get away with all of his squads, but they took some losses. Can now get on the VP, maybe even touch the central power. Back to the west side. Rangers being a pain in the arse. Assault squads for both JamezNunes and for Jeff though can jump into those backlines, disrupt, and really bully those Eldar squads. They will need to be careful about Howling Banshees though. Force Commander flees. He's going for Armor of Alacrity for some more mobility. There's a jump. Nicely timed on those Rangers. Rangers have those long rifles are setup weapons, which makes them more vulnerable to jumps and stuff since they need to tear down their weapons to start moving. They may wipe here. They do wipe. They fleeted in a strange direction when they got jumped, trying to create space for themselves, but they got themselves into more trouble in the end. VagrantTable replaces those Rangers. Alpha has 2 Ranger squads. That burst damage from long range and the disruptive kinetic pulse can set up Banshee pushes and grenades and that kind of thing. Or just be annoying. Disrupting stuff in general is a good idea. Merciless Witchblade is in for the Warlock. Powerful weapon that can knock back on ranged attacks and drains energy with melee attacks, as well as some good damage per hit. Attacks quite slowly, but it really hurts. Howling Banshees, that looks like Armor of Fortune on them. The Farseer is down though. Armor of Fortune is a war gear for the Farseer, providing 30% damage resistance to a squad, or yourself I guess. You can put it on yourself. Meanwhile, on the power again, for the Emperor on the Tactical Marines so they can bash power quicker, I guess. It's now worn off. They got knocked over by the Rangers. Tried to dodge that grenade. The Howling Banshees, one of them died. And catching the tax on retreats. Think they're okay, but they're struggling to get on that power. Need a bit more backup maybe than just the scouts. Force Commander, I guess the Force Commander was around. Took the brunt of the damage. Ouch, the Rangers messing up those attacks. Rangers have, but the sniper rifles in general have perfect accuracy when they're firing on something, so it doesn't matter if you're in a garrison or behind really good cover. They're going to hit you and mess you up. Warlock's there to counter-initiate a bit. Going for Champion's Robe. Or just gets knocked over, I guess, and then runs away. Howling Banshees are war-shouting. VagrantTable has some, as we saw there. Ghaz with double fleetness. These ladies don't have an aspect yet. What is this? This is some Guardians touching power. Southwest natural here for the Space Marines. Scouts will come and have a look. They have their sergeant who can chuck a grenade and spot things that are being sneaky, such as those Rangers. And the Rangers can deploy hollow fields to infiltrate their buddies as well. So it's important to have those sergeants. Look how blue the map is for the Space Marines. Good, solid start. The Assault Squad making big differences, I think. They've generally been quite solid otherwise. Apothecary's in there, heals himself. Knocked over by stuff. Warlock, Banshees, Farseer's there. Did she put Fortune on herself? Looks like it. Double cap for the Space Marines. They're slightly behind on VPs, but they're catching up now as they go into Tier 2s. We'll see who comes out swinging. Might be a decent idea to try and get a Whirlwind over here. Nice shiny cape for the Force Commander. Level 2 with the Alacrity. More health, more speed, and sprint. That Warlock knocking stuff down is so aggravating. Especially when he does that. When he does a knockback lightning attack and then jumps immediately afterwards. Assault Squad jumping into the Rangers. Need to be careful though. Might be grenades waiting for them. Didn't see any coming out. Tax dropper model. Force Commander runs away. Gets the Sacred Standard queued up for Tier 2. In fact, on the way now. Giving a constant damage buff around the Force Commander to allied infantry. Apothecary getting stuck in, but it's 2v1 against Jeff. And gets a Razorback in. Support vehicle for Space Marines can jump inside of it, reinforce off it, and it's got some anti-infantry weaponry on it too. Can they touch the power here? Do they care? Looks like they may be going for it. I hear Ghaz war shouting on the east side. Devastator's doing their thing, switching into the Vengeance rounds, which stop the suppression, but deals more damage. But as you saw, they suppressed them first and then went into the Vengeance rounds. And we do see the Master Crafted Bolter for high-powered shot as well. Devastators flee. Devastators only get a minor melee resistance, which is why they get chopped up so badly by Howling Banshees. Regular Marines will have full 40% melee resist. The Devs only have 20%. I see some Hellfire rounds. Stern Guard dropped in here, dropped a model, and then reinforced off the drop pod. Or did they reinforce off the Razorback, I guess? So I think the Stern Guard drop pod does not give reinforcement, right? It's only the regular one. But the Razorback allowed them to reinforce anyhow. What's the answer to this then? Ghaz going for Wraithguard. On the other side of the map though, Farseer is down, getting revived by VagrantTable. Doesn't quite level him, he's still level 1 this guy. So is Alpha Centauri, power bashing Space Marines now. With that Sacred Standard buff, and for the Emperor on them I think as well. And I assume all that stuff stacks up. They're power bashing super quickly, but here come Howling Banshees. Howling Banshees really need to start pulling their weight here. They're soaking up damage decently well. Maybe get some Fire Dragons up. If they can harass the Razorback and just damage everything pretty well in general. Force Commander level 2. Going to go down, which gives you the increased buff from the Sacred Standard. But of course it's now immobile while it's down. Grenade is dodged, but I think by sheer luck basically. Here come double Howling Banshees from Ghaz. Friendly fire. Well, maybe not. I think the Banshees dodged that grenade, but then they got Was that a whirlwind? It was a whirlwind from Arise. Very good disruption from long range, but you need to be still for the rockets to fire, and they're not the most accurate. That one completely missed that volley. Merciless strike from the assault squad. Both the Warlocks down. Yeah, I think the heroes need to start pulling their weight for the Eldar as well, eh? Farseer is going to get some good XP here reviving them. Unless she gets knocked over. Nope, the rockets don't hit her. There we go. She's level 2. Falcon on the way for VagrantTable. Wraithguard are in place somewhere. Where are they? Oh, they're on the Space Marines victory point. Taken out. Is that a turret? I think that was a turret there that they took out because you can't suppress the Wraithguard. Don't need to shoot it anymore, fellas. How far up these Space Marines are. Plasma cannons out for Jeff and for Arise. Most likely to look over the contested VP. Nice clutch revive there from Arise. Got Signum armor for mark target and refractor field for some more durability. Force Commander flees. Might be worth getting his Chainsword and Storm Shield, eh? Because he can still battle cry the Banshees around. He can shrug off a bunch of this ranged fire that's getting him. 3-2-4, 3-2-1 VPs are very, very even. Eldar still can't get mid-map authority though. All these mid points are blue for the Space Marines, including fully matured wreck points here in the mid. Back to the Western VP though. Autark dropped in on the plasma cannon. Kills a Devastator fella. Got her inspiration on kill, but there's nothing nearby to inspire. She jumps in, then runs away. She's good mobility, has some support with her leaps, and have a passive damage resistance aura around her as well. But she does tend to die pretty quickly. She got away there though. Warlock with his psychic shield up. Then runs away. Looks like he's going to survive this engagement. Banshee's yelling all over the place. The Space Marines now with that Razorback support are rebuffing the attacks. Customized Stormbolter is in. 2-1 cap though for the Eldar. They are getting themselves on the VPs. There's now a webway on the eastern edge, look. These guys stealing this contested power too, that's going to help out. Whirlwind doing its thing. Mark target on those Guardians who try to get away. Looks like they have their Warlock leader there. Gives them some durability bonuses, I believe. Tier 3 for Alpha Centauri, Tier 3 for Jeff, and Tier 3 for Arise. So we could see some Terminators soon-ish. Especially since Arise has over 300 red already. Or Zeal, as it's called for the Space Marines, I believe. I believe the Eldar call it Psychic Might. But everyone just says red. Force Command level 3 gets away. Stern Guard using their Vengeance rounds. They can switch their ammo to combat all targets, these guys. Vengeance will be against that Falcon. Double Banshees running in. Get a shotgun blast to the face. There's a heal on these guys. Do you have Purification Rights? No Purification Rights. Not yet, anyway. Wraithguard using the Falcon. And now they unload on the Razorback, getting a full volley on it. See what those Wraith Cannons can do. Banshees are chasing, but they don't have their heavy melee spear. And they may get shotgunned here. Maybe? No. There it is. Only hits one of the squads. I mean, they pushed back the Razorback for sure. And the Falcon does have some anti-vehicle weaponry to threaten it. And it's always double Falcons for VagrantTable. And another Falcon for Ghaz. There's a lot of Falcons trying to get in behind the Whirlwind. Look, the Whirlwind does have a hunter-killer missile it can shoot at vehicles. That was weird. That was a weird volley. Every single missile hit the same location there, it looked like. So, VagrantTable also got Aspect of Fleetness. Down goes the Whirlwind. Wraithguard making short work of it with the Falcon support. We've got a melee Techmarine now with Axe of the Mechanicum. Still got the Signum and the Refractor Field. Assault Squad jumping in. Was good pressure from the Eldar, but they need to get out cleanly. They got a decap as well. Look at the map, all of a sudden red. Seer Council coming now for Alpha Centauri. Jeff with Vanguard Veterans. First Company Assault Squad with power weapons. And a big chunk of hit points. 2,000 hit points level 1. Does reset their level. Double cap for the Eldar now. Can they keep the pressure up though? Autark getting stuck in alongside the Warlock. Giving him that 15% range damage resistance. jumping into the backline Rangers. Plasma Cannon friendly fire there on the Stern Guard, I think. They do get healed and make it out. Does the Autarch make it out, though? Because there's some Vanguard veterans on retreat path, but they seem to be just hanging out. I'm not sure what they're doing. That was weird. They didn't use their sidearms or anything. It's like they were waiting for one of the members to jump, but they were already all jumped there. I'm not sure what was going on. Now they're infiltrated by the holofields. Oh, maybe they were infiltrated by the holofield. Units don't automatically attack when they're infiltrated, because it would break their infiltration. Tier 3 for Ghaz. Looks like VagrantTable, the last play in Tier 2. They did get double Falcons up, so that's understandable. And there's that Seer Council for Alpha Centauri. A squad of Warlocks with some really nasty power melee. They do power melee on their jump attack, I believe. It's quite nuts. They also provide a 15% range damage reduction, which they also benefit from as an aura around them, much like the Autarchs. So if you can get Seer Council and an Autarch and an Avatar all together, all those auras all stacking, you get really terrifying melee forces. There's some Terminators for Arise, set upon by Howling Banshees. Wraithguard need to be careful of friendly fire here. There's marked target on the Banshees webway going up. But it's pressure from the Eldar. Falcon heavy, eh? They're not dealing with these Falcons at all, basically, are they? They've got Stern Guard. Do they have missile launchers? These fellas have a missile launcher. One missile launcher. I guess they now have Terminators. In fact, they have Assault Terminators, unique to the Force Commander, with heavy melee Thunderhammers and those big old Storm Shields, giving them 5,400 hit points. They were scared off, though, by the Seer Council. Seer Council keeping their power melee Witchblades at the moment, which is a good choice. Lots of infantry to fight, including these Terminators with Cyclone missile launchers here. The Banshees and the Seer Council are starting to just run riot. Look at this. Took out the Apothecary. Seer Council making a huge difference here. And the Autarch has been used really well so far. Does get away again, I think. Looks like there's Enhance on the Seer Council from one of the... There it is. Faltru's Wing. 25% more damage and +2 speed on Seer Council is absolutely terrifying. Can they deal with this assault? Maybe get Lightning Claws up for the Seer Council, but maybe he's looking to kill one or two of these Falcons first, eh? Down to 115 VPs, the Space Marine fellas. Land Raider Redeemer on the way for Jeff. Dark Creepers, though, on the way for Alpha Centauri. And here's some more Seer Council from Ghaz. They are limited to 1. But they're really good. Ever since they got those heavy melee spears as well, they are even scarier. It's ripping through those Marines. Kill 2 of them. Back to the west side, which is red. But look at the advance from JamezNunes alongside those Terminator Assault fellas. Tax can quick cap, or rather quick decap this VP. The Falcons have their shields up, makes them quite difficult to deal with. There's marked target on this fella. Do you have your shield? You do. Not the most efficient shield though, eh? 3.5 for every 1. I think most infantry shields are 5 to 1. The Techmarines is 6 something to 1. Yeah, really efficient. Land Raider Redeemer is here. Space Marine fellas can now retreat back to this point, reinforce off it, and get some health read, and it's amazing support in the field. Got some good weapons on it as well. Flamestorm cannons, Twin-linked assault cannon, and a multi-melter on top. Seer Council may be looking for their fancy enhanced spears now for some heavy melee damage. This is a ballsy move from VagrantTable. Did he do this for a power bash? Banshees trying to run at the Land Raider. It's not going to work out great for him, but they were a distraction for this power bash. Maybe you guys can chuck your grenades? They may just die. Something died there. Force Commander, sorry, Techmarine in melee mode, chasing down the Wraith Guard, but he gets set upon by tons of Eldar melee. Able to survive it thanks to that shield, gets away. Missile launch attacks. Can they finish off the Falcon? They can. So that's one Falcon down. That was Ghaz's Falcon, yeah. So the Seer Council can't reinforce in the field now. Those guys get on the turret. That's a singing spear on the Farseer. Heavy melee spear she gets. Cyclone missile launcher doing its thing. Does actually quite good damage to infantry and of course disrupts them. Back to the west side though. Whole lot of action. Here's those Dark Creepers. Super effective against heavier infantry. Just plant their feet and just pour out DPS. Ortark's got her power melee spear now. There's that Land Raider. Look at it. They can just retreat back to it. Be super aggressive. Retreat back to the Land Raider. Terminator's capping. Oh, triple Falcons now for VagrantTable, I guess. Alrighty then. The Seer Council, this is Alpha Centauri. They don't have their fancy spears yet. Warlock goes in, soaking up damage, then gets taken out by the Multi-Melter. Banshees run. It's Vanguard Veterans jumping in. Seer Council there to counter-initiate and instantly retreat. Sprinting in there, the Assault Terminators, eh? Everything buffed, of course, by that Force Commander standard. Big fight here. Missile launcher shots going in on the Falcons. Need to try and focus fire on the Space Marines. If they're spreading damage, they're not going to kill stuff. The Eldar. Dark Creepers get away. Those guys have that Reaper's Grasp that can really mess with Terminators because it slows them down and stops them using their teleport. But the Space Marines all of a sudden looking really strong with Terminators and that Land Raider. Can they Eldritch? Ghaz does have Eldritch available. Oh, not quite. Very nearly. And needs to be mindful of their next purchase, Ghaz, because they're down to 3 units all of a sudden. They got to defend this natural. Got that Wraith Guard. It might be just worth doubling up on the Wraith Guard, to be honest. Buffing them with the Farseer, getting into melee, tie things up, and just Wraith Guard it down. Tier 3 though, so they might be tempted to get Dark Creepers because Dark Creepers are cool. And the Falcons kill one of these Terminators. Las Cannon getting shots now. Good thing it had that shield, eh? Here come some Eldar back up. We've got a Bright Lance as well to try and get on the Land Raider, I guess. Kicking off in the mid, is it? Vanguard Veterans versus Banshees. Oh, the Vanguard Veterans have a ton of support as well. Farseer was in there, but again she puts Fortune on herself, the Farseer. There's that Seer Council. Now they have their empowered spears. Seer Council for VagrantTable. No, cancels them. Seer Council fleeting around, going for the scouts in the end. Wraith Guard didn't get a suppression there, eh? Okay, Seer Council dealt with. Needs to keep his forces together a bit more, maybe Ghaz. There's an Eldritch. Can they follow it up, though? Getting some good hits on the Land Raider. Techmarine trying to repair. Now the scouts are repairing. Bright Lance getting shots in. Vanguard Veterans on the Falcon. Look, it's going to go down. Or is it? Throws up the shield. The Land Raider's going to be fine. Force Commander goes down, though. That Falcon did indeed survive. Wraith Guard now are here. Down to 51 VPs, the Space Marines. Assault Terminators using their teleport. That is ballsy. Because there's no Librarian around, I don't think. So they can't teleport out again. Force Commander's going to get revived by the Apothecary. More Cyclone stuff going on. And the Banshees fight the Vanguard Veterans. The level 3 Banshees. These fellas have their Power Fist now. 50 heavy melee DPS. Half of that would go to a vehicle. 51 to 177. Trying to put some pressure on this VP is Ghaz, which I think is a decent idea. You don't want Space Marines to have a safe VP here and then just stack fully on the west side. They grab the VP again, 51-168. Avatar incoming, says Ghaz. Looks like that's what VagrantTable is going for too. That's why he cancelled the Seer Council. Both those Warlocks are down though. In quite difficult positions to get to also. And that's a big deal. Having 2 heroes down in these big pivotal fights is a big difference. They could if they were both up, maybe they could start warp throwing stuff around and all that. Seer Council here leveling to 2. Don't have their empowered spears, these fellas, though. Are they going to wait for the avatars? They're doing a little something before the avatars show up. There's those Dark Reapers. Aspect is there. Sword Squad jumping in. That Falcon taking huge damage. 2 Bright Lances here now, but they're not quite close enough to target the Land Raider. Those guys will retreat. Those guys teleport in, going for the Bright Lance. 1 Avatar is up. Eldar just got their natural decap though. Double cap for the Space Marines. They needed a big push alongside that Eldritch, I think, which they couldn't do. Can't push, says Alpha Centauri. It's tough, buddy. Here's the Avatar though. Super unit for Eldar. Massively buffs nearby allied infantry, and is a powerful combatant too. Taking las cannon shots and vengeance rounds from the Stern Guard too, because that guy has super heavy infantry armor. Can he get a hit on the Terminators? There we go. Stab them with his giant sword. Triple Falcon still going. Oh, there's for the Emperor on those las cannon fellas, look. Global buff from the Force Commander. The other Avatar comes in with a Wailing Doom. 5174. Good hit on the Land Raider. That was the Spirit Stones here, was it? It was. Those Warlocks aren't up though. Big push from the Eldar now. Right Lance setting up. Triple Falcons are there, taking a reinforce. Could do with some repairs. There's an orbital bombardment. 2 of them coming in. It's going to stop the cap, I think. It's going to knock them away. Maybe even kill them before they can finish. I think it whacked something. Oh, they got the Land Raider while I was looking at something else. Land Raider down then. Another Wailing Doom here. Looks like a Power Fist Force Commander. Goes down. Can the Eldar cap the VP? They decapped it. Avatar's making a massive difference here. Terminator's almost whapping. An important push to get that Land Raider down. Banshees set upon the Assault Squad. Level 4 Assault Squad. Can they get away? They cannot. Force Commander's back to his feet, but not for long. Apothecary might have... did he heal him to revive him there? Maybe he's got combat stims. Can the Avatar get away? No, he's just going to murder a tactical marine. Look at the capitulation on the Space Marines. What an amazing Eldar assault. 1 Avatar backs off. This one's taking a lot of damage. Triple Falcons, eh? They're doing work. 51-49. Single cap for the Space Marines, though. Eldar keep losing their natural. Sneaky scouts need to cap it. Banshees will cap it, I think. They got the contested. 1-to-1 cap for now. Space Marines are not out of this yet. Got a Razorback support. But the Seer Council alongside the Avatar is really scary for these Marines. Stern Guard trying to cap, or rather decap quickly. And they're getting torn apart, and they're going to wipe. 2-to-1 now for the Eldar. There's marked target on the Avatar. Waiting, Wrath of Cain. Knocking stuff around. 41-42 on the VPs. Avatar taking hits from the Terminators. Turns around to fight them. See a Council in there too. Yeah, they need to back off. Still drop to model. An assault from the other side. They're on the natural. Look, the Eldar. Amazing display of offense and aggression from the Eldar here. Got a decap. Got a cheeky decap. Down to 23 VPs, the Space Marines, and they lost a lot of stuff in those pushes. Another Land Raider Redeemer coming for Jeff. D-cannon on the way for Ghaz. I thought we were settling into a Space Marine grinded victory with that Land Raider there, but the Eldar proved me wrong. Or have they? Surely they have. It's double cap now. Space Marine down to 7 VPs. I don't think they can get here in time. The scouts will try, but they're not going to do it. GG indeed. Awesome stuff Very, very close, but the Eldar pull it off in the end with a hell of a push. So we had a level 7 Force Commander. And I don't think their Warlocks were alive in that push, were they? Level 8 Apothecary. Would Arm of the Apothecary and Advanced Healing have done a bit of work in that big fight? Maybe. Level 7 Techmarine. Did some work with his axe. Warlocks were level 3 and level 4. That Foul True's wing in there. And a level 7 Farseer helping with that big push. There you have it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Big thanks to these players for taking part in a faction war. I think it was Jeff who sent it in. And I'll see you guys next time.